detoxify your mind and body. Be the change you want to see. Small steps towards living better. Small steps to where I want to be.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Matt here again, and I'm doing another video of what I ate in not only a day, but on my vacation up in northern Minnesota. So we were up at our cabin in northern Minnesota, and, you know, up there you don't have a lot of access to good organic produce or really good quality produce altogether. I mean, they got some good stuff, but it's nothing like down in the southern part of the state and, you know, towards really like the main bigger cities. There's just not that selection that you get accustomed to, you know, being in a big city. But we made it work. Anybody can make it work. It just takes some planning and it takes a little bit of creativity. So you can go on vacation and stick to a healthy diet. You don't have to sacrifice the quality of your foods just because you're going somewhere that you're not going to be in a close vicinity of a co-op or an organic produce section. You can make it work, and I'm going to show you how by showing you. I took pictures. I wish I would have thought of this before the week had started, because I would have done this a whole lot different, a whole lot better, to really give you some good visuals and just the way that we made them and things like that. But it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I wanted to start taking pictures of the things that we were eating and the things that I had made to last us throughout the week. And I actually brought my dehydrator with me up there. We had my Vitamix, we had a food processor, so we had a lot of the tools that you need to make these types of things. So we weren't really roughing it too extreme. It was still, you know, we're up there pretty far north, and you know, it still makes it a little difficult, especially because half of my family is into more of the raw food style diet, and the other half is not so much. So it makes it difficult to plan around everybody's schedule to make it comfortable to, you know, have the normal type diet and the raw type diet. You know, it's a challenge, but it went pretty smoothly, and I was very happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to show you pictures of all the different things that I made, and my mom and my brother helped me with it too. So it was a really nice experience to, you know, start making some things with them as well. My mom and brother are both doing very well with getting into the raw food lifestyle and diet. And so working together with them at making some of these dishes, it was fun. So, okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I made, you know, everybody loves chips, and, you know, a lot of chips aren't necessarily good, healthy chips. You know, a lot of them are full of bad chemicals and sweeteners and oils that really create an acidic environment within your body. And we want to make sure that we're eating a more alkaline forming type of diet, and chips don't normally fall into that category. So what I do to try and make it a little bit more of a healthy chip, it's a raw carrot, and I either put chia or flax in with the carrots. I'll blend up. Well, first we'll juice carrots, and then we'll take the pulp from the carrot juice, or from the carrots, and then we'll add a little bit of water, some chia or some flax, and put it in the blender or in the food processor. Then we stick it into the dehydrator for half a day or a day, and they come out as nice, crispy chips. You know, some of them, depending on how thick or thin you make them, give it more or less of a crispiness. But, you know, it turns out really well. They're delicious chips. They're fairly cheap to make, and everybody seemed to love them. So I was really happy with our chip situation because, you know, sitting around playing cards or around the fire, out on the boat, you know, there's always a tendency to bring snacks with. And I feel like bringing chips in a form of a raw carrot and chia or carrot and flax chip, I think that is an awesome way to fill that need. Okay, so the next thing that also I'm going to show you a picture of the guacamole that we made, and then we also got some organic salsa that was on sale for a good price. So we just got a bunch of organic salsa. You know, it wasn't raw, but, you know, it was organic. I liked all the ingredients in there. There wasn't anything bad. So, you know, it's not 100% or nothing. You know, you can bend a little bit as far as your rules according to how you feel you should be eating. You know, I try to be as raw as possible, as organic as possible, and I do a very good job of it. You know, I'm probably 95 or more % for the majority of the time. And, you know, having a little bit of organic salsa that isn't raw, so that, you know, is probably pasteurized or heated in some way. And, you know, that does make it more of an acidic food. But when you're combining it with a predominantly alkaline diet, you know, that gives you a little leeway to kind of stray off into some of these things, like the organic salsa. So don't feel like if you can't have fresh salsa, because tomatoes are so expensive right now. Honestly, I don't understand why, because, you know, if I wasn't in an apartment, I would have my garden if I had a yard, and, you know, they grow like crazy. So you would think they would be a little cheaper. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not huge into gardening yet. I would love to be, but I've only got a couple years under my belt, and, you know, now I'm in an apartment, so it makes it even harder. But I don't know. I guess I'll just have to get a yard and grow my own. So anyways, next I'll show you the spring rolls that we made. We made a bunch of spring rolls, and these were delicious. I want to come up with some sort of sauce to go over these to give them just a little bit more of a zip. And once I do, I'll share it with you guys. And but even without the sauce, they were delicious. Everybody liked them, and, you know, they make a really good either like an appetizer or just a snack or even a meal. If you have enough of them, you can make a meal out of them. So what else we did to help us, you know, not have to go into more of a processed food selection as far as what we were eating up there, we have wild blueberries that grow around that area. So we all went out, we picked blueberries for a few hours, and we came back with, you know, a big bag of fresh, wild, organic blueberries. And they were delicious. You know, it's amazing what a difference it makes having organic, wild foods, you know, as opposed to the farm-raised stuff that may not be grown in the best soil. The wild stuff is just, it has so much more life to it. You can just feel it when you're eating it, and the taste is so much more, you can just taste so much more flavor. And, you know, I love picking wild berries and fruit when I have the chance. So we had the blueberries, and, you know, there is just nature galore out there. Obviously, you know, we're in northern Minnesota, you know, we're in the woods, and it is just beautiful out there. There's so many wild flowers and different trees and things like that. There's actually monarch butterflies up there. I rarely see monarchs anymore, And, you know, I'm thinking that's due to the genetically modified foods, the Roundup that's sprayed on all these foods, because now they're resistant to the pesticide, which I think is a huge contributor to why we are losing bees, we're losing butterflies, and so many other things that when I was a kid, I used to see all the time. And now I very rarely see like a monarch butterfly or, you know, the bees. They're just so much fewer in numbers. And it's really alarming when you think about it. I mean, how many times do you see a monarch butterfly anymore? So it was nice to see that up there. But I would like to see it, you know, down in the southern part of the state too, and all around the country and around the world. I'm sure they're lowering in numbers everywhere. So next, I'll show you the taco meat. This is a walnut taco meat that, you know, it's just walnuts, some spices, onion, some garlic, cumin, chili powder, things like that. And you put it all in a food processor, you blend it up, it turns into a identical to, you know, if you were going to have some ground taco meat. So if you fed this to anybody, I think they would have a hard time telling a difference. And honestly, I think this tastes much better than actual dead animal flesh. It just got so much more flavor, it's fresher, and it's just, I mean, it's just better for you. So it's a great way to, you know, if you want a taco salad, we made taco salad. And we also made a taco pizza, which was amazing. And this is all raw, remember. I made this in the dehydrator, so I did it just like the chips. I made, on my tray for the dehydrator, I made like a circle, and then I cut slices, like a pizza slice, in there, and then I let that dry. So I had a crust, a nice thin, crispy crust, and it was carrots and flax. That's what was in there. There was, I think, a couple tomatoes, some sun-dried tomatoes, some garlic, and not a whole lot more than that. So it's super easy, it's simple, it's fast, and you know, it's full of life. You know, it's not that doughy, acidic, mucus-forming food that you're used to going out to a restaurant and getting pizza. You know, you eat a bunch of that with all that cheese and the meat, and you end up feeling like you just got hit by a truck the next morning. At least I do. I know. I used to be so congested and just foggy in the head, and now that I'm eating clean, fresh foods, organic, living foods, I think a million times better. I feel awesome all the time, not just some of the time, you know, not just when I wake up. I used to feel okay in the mornings, but when I compare it to how I feel now, you know, I feel awesome. And throughout the day, I feel awesome, whereas I didn't back when I was eating all the fast food and the pizzas and, you know, all that stuff. You can tell a huge difference in your mind, your just general disposition towards everything. It just gets so much better. So we made this pizza, which was the crust, the carrot flax crust. I put some avocado spread on there instead of like a tomato sauce. And then I put some of that walnut taco meat, put some cut up spring mix, and let's see what else. I think there was a little bit of some of that salsa on there. And I'm telling you, it was so good. It was better than any raw food restaurant pizza that I've ever had, too. I mean, this stuff was awesome. So, you know, maybe I'll do a video on exactly how I made this stuff in a future video. But if you can, I mean, you can just Google things like this, and there's a lot of recipes out there that will give you ideas on how to. You can first start using these recipes that you can find on the internet, and then you can start tweaking it, adjusting the ingredients, changing ingredients to something that you like, and you can make your own creation. And that's really what it's about. It's about finding what you enjoy, finding what tastes good to you and is healthy, and you come up with your own creations. And that's the fun part about raw foods, is you can create dishes that fit what you enjoy. Not that you can't do that with cooked foods, but a lot of people think that raw food is so limiting and puts you in a box, and that's completely not the case. So the next thing, we made some black bean burgers, and these things were awesome. Now this, again, I didn't have time to sprout beans or anything like that, so we just used organic black beans. They came in a BPA-free can, so we do as well as we can when we're up in that situation. And these were delicious. I really enjoyed them. Everybody did. And it's just black beans. There were some carrots in there, sun-dried tomato, some onion. A lot of similar ingredients to a lot of the other things that we made. So that's another big thing that you want to do, is come up with dishes that you can use a lot of the same ingredients, because that not only helps your situation as far as if you have limited storage, limited refrigeration. When you're at a cabin like ours, our cabin isn't that big, so we have to be careful with the amount of food or anything that we bring, because there's just not a whole lot of storage. And having ingredients that will work in multiple recipes is a big factor on if you can succeed at doing this. All right, so banana bread. Oh, this stuff was delicious. So banana bread, most people like banana bread, and this was just bananas. Let's see, bananas, flax, carrot. Actually, no, I don't think there was flax in there. I think it was just bananas, carrots, some cinnamon, some raisins, and walnuts. That's all it was. It was like 5 ingredients, and it came out amazing. It tasted just like banana bread. It was delicious, and I could eat that stuff every day, and it was a big hit. So that's one recipe that I will for sure make a video on, and it was awesome. All right, so next thing, I'm running out of time here. We made banana ice cream. Sorry, I had to make a list of all these things because we made so many things, and it's hard to remember all this stuff. So banana ice cream. So many people have done banana ice cream, but when you put in, some vanilla, you put in some cinnamon, and you blend that all up, you get a nice soft serve type ice cream texture out of just frozen bananas and just a little bit of vanilla and cinnamon. And then to top it off, you do some date caramel syrup. Date caramel syrup. And all the date caramel syrup is just dates blended up in either a blender or a food processor in some almond milk. And that's it. And it tastes just like caramel syrup. And it's awesome. So go ahead and give that a try. You can add a little bit of or just add a little bit more almond milk, depending on how thick or creamy you want it. And I'm telling you, it's awesome on the ice cream. And we also took cut up apples and dipped it in there. It was great as just any general fruit dip. You can dip anything in there and it tastes just awesome. All right, so what do we got left here? Banana pancakes. I did not get a picture of the banana pancakes. You just blend up some bananas, pour it onto a tray like any, there's some flax in there too, banana and flax. Blend it up, pour it onto a dehydrator sheet, and let it sit in there for a day, and it turns out awesome. Let's see, we did smoothies every morning, and smoothies, everybody loves smoothies. They are an awesome way to start the day. They're quick, they're easy, and you can put whatever you like in there. You can put as few or as many ingredients in there as you like. So depends on if you're on a budget, if you only want to keep just, bananas and maybe that's it. Maybe you just want a banana smoothie with some cinnamon in there. Maybe some almond milk if you want to put it in, or whatever, you make your own creation, as I said. Have fun with it. So other than that, we just had a lot of fruit. We had watermelon, a bunch of watermelon. We had some cantaloupe, grapes, cherries, and I mean, that's really how you stay raw, people. You just bring enough, and if you have to make a stop at a store, which we did once or twice, you find their organic section, if they have one, hopefully, and you just make do with what you have available to you. Even if it's not organic, going with conventional fruits and vegetables while you're up there is much better than going with, say, a frozen pizza or with, I don't know, with nachos or, fill in the blank. So just plan, just be creative, and go on the internet and search for different ways to create things that you can bring up north or bring wherever you go on vacation. And you can do it. You can easily stick to a healthy, high raw vegan diet, and it's not terribly hard. So it just takes planning and it takes dedication. That's all it comes down to. If you're dedicated enough to yourself to find a way to make meals and snacks and whatever else you want to bring up there so that you're not going to be tempted to go, or even if you're not tempted, but just if you're forced to go with something that is less optimal than that, more the processed stuff, because I assume that is a big issue for people that go on vacation. They just don't feel like they have access to the things that they would prefer to eat, so they end up going to, either fast food or they order out, and they just, end up regretting what they eat. And we should be really focused on having a plan to prevent that situation from happening. So, I mean, it takes time, and it's going to take some effort and some planning, like I said. It's just how it is, but you just got to be dedicated. And I know all of you guys out there can do it, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you get to that point and to show you as many examples as I can. And, that's what these videos are about. It's about helping you understand that it can be done to stay high raw, vegan, and do all the normal things that you used to do. You can go on vacation, you can go out with your friends, going wherever you go, to the bowling alley, to the golf course, I don't know, just whatever you want to do. But you can always set up a way so that you can stay raw, so that you can stay healthy, and, that's just all there is to it. So, again, I hope this video is helpful for you guys, and if I come up with any more raw dishes or ideas, I'll be sure to share them with you. So if you got any comments, please leave them down below. I always love hearing your comments, and if you're not subscribed to my videos already, please do so by clicking the subscribe button. Share this video with those that you think it'll help, and even those that you don't think it'll help, because, it's all about planting seeds. It's all about getting the word out about raw vegan diet. I mean, just living foods in general. If we can get the seeds planted in people's heads, they don't necessarily have to take it up right away, but once they hear it a couple times, they might start to get curious, and that's how we change people's lives. So share the video, share, your own knowledge with people about what you know, and, we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching.